Great. So we are going to prepare a no gluten coconut sponge. So I'm going to use no flour. I mean, not cake flour, as usually I do when I prepare my sponges. I'm going to use some coconut flour, and that typically doesn't have any gluten. Then some desiccated coconut, some poppy seeds, eggs, sugar, vanilla, and a pinch of salt. So no cake flour at all. So theoretically, there is no gluten in here, and I'm going to make a filling, which again, it will have no gluten, but I cannot advertise it as a gluten-free because I do maneuver gluten within the bakery. So the product is going to be called no gluten rather than gluten-free. It's very important, as you know. We have to treat allergies with quite seriously. So we just have to make people aware that we don't make gluten-free products when we've got gluten within the environment. So we'll start beating the the whole eggs. In the past, I used to make this by beating the egg whites separately, but I've just realized that there is no problem to actually do them in one go. So I'm going to start beating, just trying to look for yeah. So I'm just going to start aerating those eggs. Then I will add the sugar, get to a really nice meringue consistency, then put the dry ingredients. Now I want to start beating with medium speed and then increase the speed gradually because I want the pockets of air to build up inside of my mix. Start with small air pockets and gradually increase to get a little bit more air inside, and triple the volume of the eggs before adding the sugar. Okay, it would be a good idea to plug the mixer. So the oven is set to heat up at 175 degrees Celsius. And also my baking trays are ready. So I've got my perforated baking tray, which you know I love. And then my lining. Ingredient wise, I've got my cake flour, I've got some poppy seeds, I've got a pinch of salt, some vanilla, some lemon, peeling. I've lemon peel, so I've grated the lemon. It wasn't actually me doing it. I've used some of this product for over the last 6 months or so. It's quite efficient. I mean, you buy, I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but if you use it constantly, it just saves you a lot of hassle. Still got a lot. But the reason why it doesn't look sour lemony is because obviously it's treated with preservatives so that it's safe for longer. Okay, so I'm just going to increase now the speed. But if not, you can just grate a lemon and then use that peel just to give a nice fragrance. You can see how the air pockets get formed. And I'm going to add the sugar. And increase the speed. Okay, so at this point, the eggs look quite aerated, and it took about 10 minutes to reach this stage. Okay, going to carry on beating. And I'm also going to add the grated lemon, the lemon peel. Good. And now I'm going to fold in the dry ingredients. Now I would probably say if I will have, if I will make a sponge based on just normal flour, cake flour, for this amount of mix, I'll probably go for about 300 grams of flour. Now in here, I'm going to go for about 400 grams. So I'm going to do 200 grams as coconut flour. So finely grounded coconut. Just again. And this time, as I don't have any protein, I don't have to worry that much that I'm going to develop gluten. So that's kind of the easy thing to do. Then I will just set it to 0 and then put some desiccated coconut, and I'm going to put about 100 grams. Okay, and going to put about 50 grams of poppy seeds. Okay, maybe another 50 grams, so 150 grams of desiccated with 50 grams of poppy seeds. This poppy seed seems to be very, very light. Okay, and I'm just going to fold in. Just going. Try not to mess another whisk, as this should be okay for me to fold in the ingredients. Again, just trying to scrape the sides of the bowl while incorporating the ingredients. Okay. And I'm going to pour the mix into my trays. And bake for, I think it's going to take about 12 minutes, but we'll see after 12 minutes. We can check and see how it looks like. Now again, you can use the scale if you want to make sure that both layers are having the same weight, or just judge by the eye. Going to level. I think I've got less in here than on the other tray, so we'll just have to get a little bit more from here, but just spreading the mixture. And getting a little bit away to complete the other tray. Okay, just going to go in here. Actually just level. Okay, and this is going to go in the oven now for 12 minutes. Okay, so we'll just get the trays out of the oven. Just going to put 2 racks in here. And get the sponge out. So in the end was in for 15 minutes, not 12. I'm just going to put this in here. And this in here. Just going to get okay, so just going to put a rack on the top and then just flip upside down. Oops. And then peel to see if it's baked. So I just want to make sure it's baked. I'm going to flip it back on the rack. I have to leave it to cool and then I can build the cake. Same in here. Good. Okay, so now that it's finished, as I said, all we have to do is just to wait for the sponge to cool down, and in the meantime we can prepare a filling.